When you're making one of these movies, everyone, you sit down and you go, okay, what do I think is cool? I love motorcycles. Then you see what John Woo does with a motorcycle.
I have a pretty good instinct about action.
It's got everything. It really has. It has stuff that I haven't seen before.
You can see Tom climbing a mountain, hanging from a mountain.
My breath was taken away. I've never seen anything so dangerous, so exciting. It really is. It's unbelievable.
Cliff.
John, he was so nervous that I might plummet to my death, and then he would be held responsible for that. And I don't blame him.
I kept sweating and so much worry. I was so scared.
When we were down on the wall, just us two, he goes, "This is great. I can't believe this. Look at the views." You're thinking maybe he's gonna be more nervous, but is my rope okay? And it's not. No, he's got into it.
Tom actually did the climb himself. The rope is just a safety if he were to fall, which he didn't.
And I've never had a problem with heights. As a kid, anytime I get to the edge, I want to jump off. I don't know what it is. It's subconscious. I don't want to kill myself. I want to fly.
Nobody, even the best repeller, couldn't drop full speed and stop 4 inches from the camera, which is what we had Tom Cruise do.
It was a pretty high jump. It looks pretty scary.
It's fun.
He enjoys the thrill of it. He gets a kick out of it, so yeah, he likes it.
Here we go. Ready, and 3, 2, 1, drop!
That's fun.
He jumped right to the camera. His face almost smashed into the lens.
Do it again. I'll do it again. I'll do one more. I'll do one more. One more.
It feels like a free fall. You don't even feel yourself stopping until the bitter end.
This should be the MI2 ride.
When you see the film, it would have been less a film if he hadn't actually done his rock climbing stuff and his, jumps.
I want to make it exciting for him. I want to scare him. I want to thrill him, and I think that that adds to it.
He wanted to do something like Bruce Lee. I said, great, that's what I good at.
The action is raw action. John Woo spent a lot of time studying and watched how I walked and the way I moved. So he designed the sequences around what I could physically do.
He does these amazing kicks. Flies through the air and smacks me in the chest and in the face, and then I just get up and punch him.
He did it, and he did it very beautiful and strong.
Fight scene was great fun to do. Beating up Tom Cruise is terrific. I caught him a couple of times in his six-pack.
It's fun. That's why you want to make these movies. You get to roll around and get to do these wild things. There are elements to this that, John Woo really pushed the edge.
John's designed a lot of action in this picture that people have never seen.
John brings a lot of energy. Everything about what he loves to do is he loves to move the camera, he loves to introduce as much energy and as many shots into the sequence as he can.
That's why he's the man.
I've been in stunts for 20 years, and definitely there's no one that does even closely the amount of stunt work that Tom does. He's very good at it.
He's very athletic. He really has an understanding of physical action.
He did it just like dancing. Sometimes it looked pretty easy to him.
There were certain things where you have to physically be up to it, but it worked out. It really worked out. I'm still here. I enjoy producing movies like this. I like big pictures, and it's a real challenge for a producer to produce this movie.
Making any film is a challenge, and working with my partner Tom Cruise, first of all, he's a consummate producer. He's an amazing producer, in addition to being a great actor.
To be able to play the character, to work with the actors, to try to create roles for them, that's a lot of fun within, and everyone working together and working hard on it. I enjoy that. I enjoy producing a movie like this.
We had the pleasure and the honor of John Woo coming in, and when John came in, he said, I want to make a romantic action-adventure film, and that excited both of us. And we had also the pleasure of working with Robert Towne, who brings the nuance and complexity and a little bit of the irony to the human interaction and to the characters.
Mission 2 was unique for me precisely because the action sequences had been so highly developed before I came on board. So much so that really what was involved was writing a story to fit the action. During this process, Paula and Tom hit upon the excellent idea of asking John Woo to come aboard as director.
John Woo came in and he brought a lot of his ideas to it. And Bob Towne and I had ideas about if we ever did another mission, which way we would take it.
In addition to the fact that we wanted, using the Hitchcock terminology, a MacGuffin, I think we wanted a MacGuffin that was, in this case, a recombinant virus that was being manufactured, a disease, in other words, made in order to pettily cure. So greed was the animating force, and a dangerous influenza virus is something that you don't really need to have terribly grand sophistication about the intelligence community to grasp that concept.
John Woo embraced those ideas and came to the table with his own ideas about the character and the picture and what he envisioned Mission to be.
He wants every episode have a different look, a different kind of style, and directed by a different kind of director. The reason he wants me, he wants the Mission Impossible to have a lot more of a emotional and romance.
A romantic interest engages the hero emotionally, and it also engages him at the level of exercising his skills in the service of, in this case, trying to save somebody's life that he cares for and possibly loves.
You gonna try and force me to do this?
Generally, I don't favor coercing someone, not when there's a chance my life could end up in their hands.
Is that the only reason?
Can you think of a better one?
Me? No. But I was just hoping you might, thinking that somewhere in the course of business this got personal as well as physical.
Okay. Would it make you feel any better if I didn't want you to do this?
Yeah, much.
Then feel better! The writing in this movie is so good. It's rich. And it's just what I want when I go to a movie like this, that I appreciate when I see good writing in movies like this. She's got no training for this kind of thing.
But to go to bed with a man and lie to him, she's a woman. She's got all the training she needs.
And Hopkins' response is the kind of blatant political incorrectness of it titillates and shocks the audience in a way that formerly you could only do with the four-letter language.
The trick of these movies is to keep the narrative going and to reveal character along the narrative.
Basically, it is a triangle love story. It means the good guy and the bad guy, they're both in love with the same girls.
Well, Tandy is, her character, she becomes one of the team members. She's a civilian. And I was very excited to work with her. I think she's has great talent, Tandy. You know, I remember even before Nick had said, "Oh, this girl's very, very talented," and then she played a small role in Interview with a Vampire, and when we started working this picture, that was really one of the first names that came up, and we met, we discussed it and talked about the character, and then we just wrote the role for her.
Tandy, in fact, was cast before I started working on the script. Tom We were sitting around one evening and Tom mentioned that Nick, his wife, had said, what about Tandy Newton for the girl? And we were in the midst of discussing a romantic triangle in the story, and I got terribly excited by that, and I said, geez, don't even think about it. Let's go right away and let me talk to her so I can get a sense of what she sounds like.
I got the call that John Woo and Tom wanted to meet me at the Dorchester the following morning, which was amazing just to hear those two names in the same sentence, quite honestly. And I thought that the synthesis of those two art forms was really exciting. And John has such a distinctive style, and you expect a certain film from Tom Cruise, and to have those two collaborating, I just thought it was perfect.
They both look very charming, and they have a great chemistry to each other, and also look very natural, you know.
We spent a lot of time writing scenes when they meet, how they meet, and you realize when John Woo got in there in that opening sequence, it's boy meets girl, girl looks at boy, boy looks at girl, and there's not a lot of other storytelling that you need.
The idea came from West Side Story. I want to make a very sexy, in love at first sight moment.
With high speed and with the judicious muting of sound, he isolates those two people in a lovely way.
Naya's romantic life in the movie, she's very busy, very, very busy. She was involved with the character played by Dougray Scott, Ambrose, who is the person that, he's the key for the mission team. He is the person that holds the information which my character has to go and try and retrieve.
First I saw Dougray in A Picture Ever After with Drew Barrymore, where he plays romantic Prince Charming, and then I saw him in the Scottish film Twin Town. And you see the range of this guy. We wanted a really interesting bad guy, and a complex bad guy, as complex as you can get with a Mission Impossible bad guy.
When I see Dougray Scott, and I find out one thing, he have got great eyes. His eyes tell everything, tell a lot of story. That's what we want. That's what we're looking for. We want a real human being, a real guy to play the bad guy.
In the movie, the story revolves around three characters. Ethan Hunt, obviously, my character, Sean Ambrose, and Tandy Newton's character. And it's a real sort of triangular relationship in the movie.
Well, you know, look, I get to work alongside and sandwich between Tom Cruise and Dougray Scott. It's not really that bad for 6 months.
Sean Ambrose, he's obviously become disillusioned with being in sort of Ethan's shadow all the time, and he decides to, he wants more power than that, so he sort of turns, you know, to the other side. He sort of forms a sort of renegade band of ex-special forces people.
Well, Sean Ambrose, again, is a man who is fueled in part by being avis to Tom's hurts, which is something invariably frustrating about not only being number two, but having to literally subsume his own identity into Tom's when Tom was not available. He couldn't even be himself. He had to, I mean, if there really needed to be something, he had to be Tom.
Dougray he just, you know, kicked it. Everyone did. Tandy did. Tandy's like out of the park. It was fun to see their rushes and fun to work on the scenes with them.
How in the world did you find me?
How I usually find you, Naya. Magic.
She did it. She's in the compound.
Yeah? We just rolled up a snowball and tossed it into hell. I mean, Ving's he's just great to work with. You know, I like what he brings, almost, you know, the charm that he brings to that character.
Outside of Tom, I'm the only returning member of the IMF team. He's a computer expert, and also now, with John Woo's production, it has me using some firearms. This film is driven by the character relationships. Action is used to enhance the moment-to-moment reality of the plot. Oh, I'm mad now.